Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing a review of a horror drama from Denmark, Danish language English subs, released in the year 2014, directed by Jonas Alexander Arnby, and this film is called When Animals Dream. So story to When Animals Dream, it's about this young girl who's 16, she is caring for her very sick mother. Her father is basically, he is checked out mentally, he is absolutely shattered by this illness, so he really isn't much of a help at all. So she's left with the task of raising the family. She's got a lot of stress in her daily life. She lives in a very remote fishing community. She works at this fishery, she's getting bullied, she just doesn't feel like she's fitting in anywhere, and she's trying to find out what she wants to do with her life. Now, to add further complications, the mother is suffering from an illness that is not like cancer or any other normal sort of illness. It is an illness that is brought down through generations. So it's a hereditary illness, and this illness is something of an other world. So when the community catch wind of what is going on, they want to exterminate this family because they feel that they're a danger to the community, and that if they don't get this family first, they're going to get them. So they're looking to wipe out the family. So this girl has a lot more problems to think about now, and whether or not she can get her family to safety and rid herself of this illness that has been passed down. It's something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on When Animals Dream. This is a Danish horror film, and straight away it is very reminiscent of a Swedish horror film called Let the Right One In. Now the reason why Let the Right One In was so good is that yes, it's a vampire film, but it's a symbolisation of childhood, innocence, the corruption of society upon that innocence. It was just so much more than a horror film. So when Animals Dream comes along, I thought it was very reminiscent of Let the Right One In. And number one, the symbolisation of it all. This is a movie about coping with stress, about coping with traumatic events, family dynamics, and how some children are forced to grow up very quickly, and how some children just lose their childhood because of circumstances that have, struck them. So that's what When Animals Dream is very reminiscent to Let the Right One In. The story structure is that it is a horror film. This time it's about werewolves, but it's so much more than just a werewolf film, and that's what it is. It's a symbolisation. It uses the horror aspect to symbolise what we go through in daily life, what some of us go through in daily life, where it happens that, you get struck by a traumatic event, hereditary illness, coping with those sorts of illnesses. But that's what makes it really smart, is that it blends it in with something else, and this something else, in this case, is a werewolf film. So Scandinavian horror do that really well. You feel to yourself that when you go into a Scandinavian horror film, whether it be Sweden, Denmark or Norway, you're going to get so much more, because it's going to really make you think. I thought this is a very sad film. It is a movie about this girl who's getting hassled. No one likes her. And when the secret gets out, it's also about stigma that is attached to things. Whether you've got mental illness, or if you've got HIV, the stigma attached to those things is it can be heartbreaking, and that some people can get cast out as lepers because they have these things, and that's not right, and that's a negative towards society. And I think this movie really symbolised that very well, is that when they realise they've got this illness, they're straight, yet their response straight away is an aggressive one. And I thought that was really important. It's a movie that's really going to make you think about today's society. But as I said, the really smart thing about it is that it is a horror film. So it does take a werewolf aspect, but that werewolf aspect is a symbolisation of, as I said, HIV or cancer or mental illness. Just the stigma attached to ignorance. That's something we don't know about. And that's what I liked about When Animals Dream so much, is that yes, the movie does have its downfalls as far as a horror film is concerned, but as far as an overall piece, symbolisation, telling you about society, comments on society, I thought it was a very smart film, and it was a film that was very well made. Cinematography is absolutely breathtaking, very reminiscent once again of Let the Right One In. They capitalise off the environment, they capitalise off the setting. It's a very secluded setting. This time it's in Denmark. It's a fishing community. You sense that this is the universe, that nothing else exists outside this world. And it captured the claustrophobic feeling that the main character had. She didn't really have anywhere to go. She had to care for her mother. She had to care for her father. And it was just, everything about it was just really heartbreaking. So I thought this is a fantastic film. The soundtrack is absolutely fantastic, and everything about the movie reeks of Scandinavian quality. So I highly recommend this film to anyone out there who likes films such as Let the Right One In. And as a result of all this, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Not as good as Let the Right One In, but still one worthy of an inclusion into the very, very memorable Scandinavian horrors. So yeah, 3.5 stars. It's coming highly recommended. Go out there and see it. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.